Hi, this is Lauren from Mother of Pearl, and I'm coming to you today to bring you a yarn review of Universal Yarns Deluxe Bulky. I'm super excited to have partnered with Universal Yarns to bring you this video. Everything that you see me wearing and have made has been sponsored by Universal Yarns. So with the yarn, I made a hat. I made this sweater here and this tassel necklace. I also made a baby sweater and I used 2 of the yarn colors in my Bernie Mittens pattern. So obviously I can't wear all of those things at once. The photos for those will be in the description of this video. You can read all about it on my blog. For these designs, I used Deluxe Bulky, which is a superwash yarn. It's a bulky weight, and these colors are the terracotta and the adobe color. I think they went really well together, so I wanted to design something with both of those yarns in the same garment. I actually am using this yarn for my upcoming collection called Pearlwear, which I'll link in the description as well. So I made a bunch of swatches to test out how this yarn would behave. So here is my lace swatch, and as you can see, the drape of the fabric is nice. But I would also say that it's very elastic and it holds its shape very well. It is a superwash 100% wool, so I would expect it to hold its shape, and it definitely does. With the lace swatch, I think that, because it's a bulky weight yarn, you're not going to really get those super delicate stitches that you would get if you were knitting with a lace weight. But I think some really cool ideas could come out of doing like a macro lace project. I also made a swatch with cables. And I think that this yarn, because of the solid color, would work really well in an Aran weight sweater. I would love to see someone knit an Aran weight sweater in this yarn. I think the cables really pop because of the solid color. And just a note about colors, there's 52 different colorways with this yarn, so there are a lot of options. All right, here is my most important test. So I made 3 different stockinette swatches. Here's my first one. This one was hand washed and blocked. This one was machine washed and blocked. And this one was machine washed and machine dried. So for me, being able to tell the difference in the yarn and how well it holds up to the washing machine and the dryer is super important in a superwash yarn. And the reason for that being is because I have 2 small children and I make them hand knit stuff. But I don't always necessarily have the time to hand wash all of their stuff. They get into a lot. So it's convenient for me to be able to throw it in the washer. And I always have a little bit of a moment where I'm like, oh, should I put it in the dryer? Should I let it dry? But added bonus, this stood up to my dryer on the highest setting. I washed them on the hardest setting. I would definitely say that this is super wash. It is going to stand the test of the washer and the dryer, which for me, key. Okay, so some of the specs on this yarn are, this yarn comes in a ball, which is already wound. It's ready to use. You don't have to wind it up, which is really nice. And just when it comes in the mail, it makes you want to start something right away, which is fun. It comes in 106 yards per ball, which is 97 meters. And with 1 ball, I was able to make this hat, and I had some leftovers. I made this cardigan with 4 balls, and it's got a full back to it. So the back is full. The front obviously has this cutout design. And then this tassel necklace, I used the leftovers from my hat to complete that. So you can make, you know, you can make a whole hat with one. With two, I made the baby cardigan. You know, he's more like, he's closer to a year than not. But that is how many you can make with, how big of a project you can make with two skeins. So a little does go a long way. The recommended gauge on the ball band is 12 stitches by 16 rows, which equals 4 inches in stockinette, using a size 10.5 needle. Now, when I do mine, I am a loose knitter, so I reduced my needle sizes by 2, so I used a size 8, and I was getting about 4 stitches per inch, and that was the fabric density that I wanted it to be. Because I wanted to make some outerwear, and the yarn is super squishy, durable, warm, and it really lends itself to outerwear because it is a bulky weight. And I wanted to have my fabric to be dense. So I achieved that with 4 stitches per inch with a size 8 needle. Of course, every knitter's gauge is going to be different. I also did a little bit of crochet on the brim of this hat, and I used a size H hook for that. But I don't know too much about crochet, so crochet people help me out what that actually means. I have some extra balls of yarn here. This color is rosy mauve. It's like a little bit, you know, it's not the same color here. And then this color, and this is the color that I did my swatches in. This is Jade Stone. And I also have a tutorial on my Instagram for how to make the tassels, like the one I did on this tassel necklace. In that video on my Instagram, I went through how to make a couple different types of tassels. And for this colorway, I used Honeydew. So like I said, there are 52 different colorways. There's a lot of variety with this yarn. The yarn is priced at $11 a skein, which makes it a great affordable option to have in your stash, like, you know, just something you can pick out at any time. I think it's really great for gift knitting because it's a quality yarn. You know, when you give a gift, you don't necessarily know how well people are going to take care of it. And with this yarn, you don't have to worry about them throwing it in the wash and shrinking it and it being unusable. It's going to be fine. So I think it's great for gift knitting because it knits up quick. It's a quality yarn and it's a superwash yarn. I think the stitch definition in this yarn is very lovely. It's very clear and it stands the test of the washer and dryer. So you can still clearly see the stitches after it's been washed and dried. Another thing about this yarn is that I made a baby sweater with the intention that I was going to run that thing through the mill, so to speak. So I wanted to really test out how durable the yarn really was. So I put it on a newly crawling baby who is like in the trenches all the time, right? So I was testing for strength, durability, and pilling. And that sweater, I had him wear that sweater for like 2 weeks straight to make sure that this yarn really stood up to the test. And there is not a pill in sight. I am very impressed. I was also able to wash it and dry it, and we're good to go. Thank you so much for watching. And if you found this video helpful, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. See you later.